you're gonna hold it in the middle. You're gonna rotate forward. This forward rotation called an orbital spin. It's the outside of your body. You're gonna turn your hand over so that your palm is facing the ground. You're gonna do that same spin. You're pushing forward and pulling back. Then you turn your palm up, turn your palm down. When you put it together, you have your figure 8 motion. You're gonna do this as a warm up while you're practicing this basic figure 8. You can hold the chucks here close to the end where the chain or the string comes out, and that's going to spin faster. You can also hold it here at the very end, and you can make bigger strikes for self-defense. So when you hold it here, it's self-defense, and you hold it here, you're just warming up, or you're doing some tricks, and then you hold it here, it's more for show and for tricks, and it's gonna go a lot faster. During the warm-up, I'm gonna have you hold the middle. Put your chuck in the other hand, and you can spin forward. I brought some other chucks so you could see different kinds, but first I'm gonna show you how you might use 2 chucks. You put one in each hand, and you can warm up the same way, just with this forward spin. When you turn your hands over, they cross, and then you're spinning them the same way as I had to do it before. And then when you put it together, there's your figure 8. The same thing's true with 2 chucks. And it's always gonna be easier to warm up with 1. So I'm gonna put 1 back, and then maybe later I'll show you some more tricks with 2 chucks. So you have that forward spin, turn the hand down, turn the hand up, put it together, you got your figure 8, put it back into your first hand. You're gonna reverse it all, you're pulling backward. This reverse orbital spin, the outside of the body does the same thing when you come over to the outside. I almost just smacked myself in the teeth. And that hurts, so don't do that. Unless you want to feel what that feels like. It's a good way to learn, it's a little bit of pain. Palm facing the ground, palm facing the sky. You put it together, we have the figure 8. Good morning, Matthew, it's good to see you. So I'm going in the reverse. Do this reverse figure 8, put it into your other hand, palm faces the sky, bring it across the body, palm faces the ground. Just make sure when you do that, you get it all the way over, so you're not whacking yourself in the elbow. Palm up, palm down, and there's your reverse figure 8. I'm gonna show you real quick, because you asked me last time, what's the difference between the chain length? This is ridiculously short. This is called a speed chuck. Speed chucks are just for demonstrations and doing fancy stuff. This is also the Lissaju, I think that's how he pronounced it, chuck. There was a great martial artist who came up with his name escapes my head, but you put it in the description for me, with this style. And these were his, he handmade these. I bought a whole bunch of these back in the day. Muddy Pole says, sell me one. Check the link in the description if you need some chucks. The other chuck I was gonna show you is this Orcut chuck. I think it was Keith Orchuck. And it is a, yeah, Matthew says that's a short cord. This is more of a medium-sized cord, but this is a police chuck. This was just for like come-along techniques, creating lots of pressure, blocking people, pulling across, and then if you had to, you could use it as a traditional chuck to defend yourself. But police officers carry this. This was an actual from law enforcement that they took out of use, and then I bought it from a law enforcement overstock kind of thing. A lot of times when they get done using their firearms, they'll sell them to the public for less money than buying it new. Same thing with all their other gear. So that's an actual police nunchuck. There are a couple police departments, I think, around the country that might still use those. All right, so we did our figure 8 spin. Now I want to show you some strikes, because you have to know how to fight with it. If you're going to also spin it and do some fancy stuff, tricks and stuff, you should also know how to use it as self-defense. You go hold here. That's for maximum power on the strikes. If you hold here, you lose power. If you hold here, you lose a lot of power, and you increase the chances of whacking yourself in the hand. But we're going to talk about how not to do that so that you're not afraid of that. A lot of people get afraid of that. You don't need to be afraid of that. You're going to hold this at the end. A lot of people don't understand the nunchuck as a self-defense weapon. They just know it as a Bruce Lee movie weapon and all of the fancy tricks. And then they say, you can't fight with that. That's because they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know how to fight with it. I'm going to show you how. So you're going to hold it here at the end. The first strike you're going to do is a vertical strike coming up and down the body. Your target might be his hand. Maybe he's reaching out. He's got one of these. First, I'm trying to read the names. Oh, I talk too much. Don't watch it then. The comment was, you talk too much, shut up and show the tricks. Go watch something else or go do it yourself. All right, so you're gonna hold here on the end, and the purpose of that is to generate maximum power. So when he pulls that blade out or he's trying to punch you in your stupid face or grab you or smack you across the chin, you can knock his hand away for self-defense, or maybe you're aiming for the top of the head to knock him out for self-defense. The second strike is going to be across the body as a diagonal strike. I don't really care, I'm just joking it. Across the body that way. Train with me here. All my training happens online these days. As you can see, I'm in the garage. I traded my martial arts schools for the garage. I didn't really trade them, I just don't have one right now. And then the last one is gonna be palm this way, coming across. I know, I was kidding, I was joking. I'll show you the tricks, but I want you to know how to strike. I want you to know how to fight with it. This is a horizontal strike, so there are 3 strikes. I'm gonna show you the trick right now. This is Bruce Lee. Starts with an angular strike across the body, coming into this horizontal strike across the hips and then back up. That's a reverse vertical strike up under his chin, or maybe you're smashing that hand out of the way. So you're gonna do diagonal, horizontal, vertical, and then choke up on it a little bit, bring your hand up a little bit. You've got a Bruce Lee triangle. And then you can put that with your figure 8. So now you have 2 tricks, figure 8, and then Bruce Lee triangle. And a lot of times to transfer from one trick to another trick, you're gonna do this orbital spin. So that's the first thing I show you. So now you have 3 things. You have spin, Bruce Lee triangle, back into a spin, figure 8. And then of course you can also do that in the reverse. Now I'm going to show you how to do a wrist roll. Before that, I'm going to show you how to hand transfer from one side, going to the other side in the reverse, and then going forward. So you should be able to do both. But before that, since we did these strikes, I want to show you can throw your orbital spin. You can do as many of those coming up and as many going down as you want. So you can do your figure 8, do some orbital spins, go down, spin up, do your Bruce Lee triangle, and throw in the orbital. All right, hand transfer. Using the reverse first because it's easiest. You're gonna bring your hand up. You're gonna take your hand in front of your body and grab it. Now the key is that your arm is gonna be coming straight out of the ground. You're gonna grab it here, pull it over here, hand in front of the body, grab it here, coming across from side to side. As you learn it, all you're doing is letting it go. There's that diagonal strike coming up. Grab a body, diagonal strike, hand to hand. Then the reverse, diagonal strike across the body. And when you get to your elbow, point this one straight up. If you point it at your face, you're gonna hit your face. Point it straight up and then turn your wrist, this bottom hand, that's all you're doing. Turn that hand and it comes right to this hand. This hand is open. And then you just grab it. So you come across the body, and if you miss it, keep trying. Across the body. I'm flinching a little bit because this one, these chucks hurt. This one, not so much. This one, it's just like little baby kisses. This one will tear your skin. Coming across the body. That's another secret of self-defense with the nunchucks. People say, you can't fight with those. Those are no good. They don't hit very hard. It's because you don't have the right kind. You get one of these. This is made out of aluminum. It has this hand grip burled in or cut into it. These tips will rip. And that's another way people don't understand. They think that you're just smashing somebody with the chuck. No, you're using the tip, like the tip of an elbow in Muay Thai will cut the skin. The tip of the chuck is gonna cut the skin. So when you're striking through with those tips. Same thing with like Kali or Salat or Eskrima. You're using the tips to strike. It's not a bludgeoning tool, it's a slicing tool. All right. Also, the other way not to hit yourself is to follow through the strike. Follow through the strike. If you go like this and stop, it has to hit your knuckles. It's gonna smash your knuckles. It's gonna hurt. But if you hit them and you follow through, follow through, follow through. And the other thing you have to understand is that when you push all the way out, the weight of the chuck is going to pull it forward. And then when it wraps around, it's gonna hit your knuckles, right? Unless you open your hand at the end of the strike. This is a natural break. Just by popping your hand open, when you go through, that takes all the energy from here and releases it back into the other chuck so it doesn't smack your fingers. But they're not pro tips. That's like kind of intermediate. You'll figure it out if you don't give up. You keep training. Let's talk about the tricks you know so far. You started with your orbital, then you turned it into a figure eight, and then you learned your 3 basic strikes: diagonal, horizontal, vertical, Bruce Lee triangle. Back to the orbital. I told you you could throw the spins, the orbital strikes into the basic strikes. And then we talked about going from one hand to the other hand. There was an extra spin, orbital, orbital, a couple orbitals because I was just whacking myself. And then I showed you how to reverse it. And I showed you how to do the reverse figure eight and then the reverse orbital. Let me show you another Bruce Lee, who's a Mike guy from, I was gonna say Pablo Neruda, but that's the love poet from down south of the border. Not Pablo Neruda, Naruto. I don't know if he runs like the Dragon Ball Z guy, but the Naruto guy. Is that the guy that had the funny running style? All the kids would run on the playground thinking they were fast because they're leading with their chin. Don't do that. That just makes you look silly when you run, and it doesn't make you faster. I think though, I don't know, I didn't watch a lot of it. I just know that there was a guy named Mike Guy, and I always call him Spike Lee, but I don't think he's Rock Lee. Rock Lee, and they all did the Bruce Lee triangle, and they did the basic figure eight, and then they did the pop it under your arm, squeeze down, squeeze, 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 bam, pop them in the eye. So I'm gonna show you that one. So it's an orbital, it's an upper arm, front and back. Look, all you're doing is just turning your hand down and up, and then you're gonna pinch it down into your stinky armpit, and squeeze, 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 and then bam, pop them in the eye. Now, to release the tension, you've gotta create tension. That's all you're doing. You create, squeezing here, and then when you're ready, boom, right in his eyeball for self-defense. Or if you're in a movie, or if you're anime, I guess. All right, so you're squeezing, or spinning, upper arm, squeeze, 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 pop, figure eight, spin, strike down, strike up, go hand to hand, throw a spin in, throw a spin hand to hand, reverse it if you want, reverse your figure eight, reverse orbital. Let's talk about the wrist roll, because that's one of my favorite techniques. You're gonna come to the back of the hand, open, turn your hand and grab it. Put the chain on the back of the hand, open your hand, turn your hand and grab it. It's a simple wrist roll. It's the same thing as if you had a staff or a stick, but because there's a chain in the middle, it works differently, moves a little bit differently. And you can do that to the side, you can do that to the front, and you can even do that over the head. And I know if I do it over the head, I'm probably gonna throw it and I'm gonna have to go pick it up, and I don't wanna do that. But you can do that, you can do whatever you want. The wrist roll comes after the figure eight when you're on the opposite side of the body. This is your right hand, when you come to your left, there's your wrist roll. Now you're in a negative grip, almost like this is a hammer, right? That's a negative grip. You can still do your figure eight. You do your figure eight when you're back on the same side of the body, the right side. When you come back to the right side of the right hand, there's your wrist roll. So you go into a figure eight, wrist roll, You see almost through it. And then there's a finger roll. We're gonna do the finger roll next. But we're gonna do wrist roll coming from here back into the hand. So now you have your huge list of tricks in a very short period of time. We've been talking, what, not even 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, you learned orbital spin, figure eight, vertical strike, diagonal strike, and horizontal strike. Then you learn to put them together, the Bruce Lee triangle. You learn how to go from hand to hand forward and in the reverse. And I said you could add a spin if you want to make it look fancier. And then I said we do the stinky arm, orbital, upper arm, squeeze, 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 pop into the eye like Bruce Lee, hand transfer, and oh, we just learned a wrist roll. That's a lot of tricks in a short period of time. And if you do a little bit every day, you only have to do like 10, 15 minutes of daily practice and cut it into 30 seconds. 30 seconds as your warm up. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. You see what I'm doing? I'm up to do like a minute and a half. And then 30 seconds doing your triangle. You don't have to do your strikes independently. 30-second triangle. 30-second hand transfer. 30 seconds forward. Now you're up to like 3 minutes. In 5 or 10 minutes a day, you're gonna get so good, no one's gonna be as good as you are if, yeah, it's for self-defense. I'm trying to read the comments, they're going fast. I really appreciate you guys. I talked to you about 2 chucks, 1 in each hand. Now people see 2 chucks, 1 in each hand and think, wow, that's super cool, that guy must be really good. However, it's harder to do tricks with something in each hand because you're usually pushing it from one hand into the other hand and one hand into the other. And you will eventually, you'll be good, get good at that. But I want to show you how you can start. Do your warm-ups. Do your figure eights. Do alternating figure eights. Both in the forward and the reverse. Do strikes. Do Bruce Lee triangles. Do orbitals. Stinky armpit. And you know, you can figure out all the other stuff. You can even, once we start to throw and catch, you can throw and catch at the same time, but I didn't warm it up, so I'm not gonna show you. And it's only because I don't want to hit myself in the face. I'll be honest. I haven't warmed up this morning with the chucks. If I don't warm up, I'm not stupid. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna smack myself in the teeth, and it's gonna hurt. And these will take, I'm old, I only have 1 set of teeth anymore. I can't be knocking my teeth out with the nunchucks. All right, let me show you that throw and catch. This is an orbital in front of your body. It's just a different plane, right? But it's a big orbital. And think about a clock, the old style clock with the sweeping hand, sweeping second hand. So this is clockwise. This would be counterclockwise. So you're gonna start in the right hand clockwise in front of your body. You're gonna let it go over here about 11 o'clock, and you're gonna catch it over here at 1 o'clock with your palm facing the ground like that. So you let it go over here, you catch it over here. So you're making your circle, throw it, catch it, throw it, catch it. And you're gonna drop it over and over again, pick it up over and over again. The only way to lose is to quit. In life, the only way to lose is quit. Don't give up. Oh, hey, Silent Walks, good to see you here. Adam Lucas is here. Yeah, Adam says having 2 chucks, once you get good at it, once you can do all this stuff and you're not dropping it that much, pick up the other chuck and then you'll start dropping them again. And he said it breaks up the mundane monotony, boringness of getting good at something. Once you get good at the right hand, put in your left hand, reverse, we'll call it counterclockwise, let it go at 1, palm facing down, catch it at 11, or somewhere in that range. Then, put your right foot forward, put in your right hand, go into your figure eight. When it's on your left side, all you're doing is an orbital. But when it's on the left side and you're making that clockwise spin, let it go. Catch it in your left hand. Put your left foot forward. Figure eight. When it's in the right, let it go. Catch with the right hand, palm facing the sky. Oh, I showed you, I missed a step. Let me show you the intermediate step. I went from step 1 to step 3. Let's go back to 2. Step 2, go back to the right hand, clockwise, let it go at 11, catch it with your palm facing the sky. It's different. If you catch it with the same hand, your palm faces down. When you catch it with the opposite hand, your palm faces up. Now you've got it. Go back to right foot forward, figure 8, throw it, catch it, figure 8, left foot forward, catch it, figure 8. Eventually you can throw it and try not to look at it. Try to throw it, keep your head forward, throw it and catch it. But you have to overcome the idea of whacking yourself in the face. All right, add a Q&A sticker, try it. I don't know, that was interesting. Yeah, age is just a number, as the shirt says. I'm not wearing that shirt, I don't know where it is. I think it's in storage upstairs in the attic. We went over the different chucks, right? All right. Okay, I got this thing on the screen. I was trying to get rid of it. We'll figure that out later. Put all your tricks together. That's what I was going to tell you. Start with your orbital. Go to your figure 8. Go from one hand to the other hand. Go into a Bruce Lee triangle. Go into the reverse figure 8. Go into an outer orbital. Go to an upper arm. Notice that I'm using the other hand to try to break up the look. The visual. Pinch, 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 stinky armpit strike. I don't know what it's called. That's what I call it. Hand to hand. Go into the upper orbital. Go into your figure 8. Throw it and catch it. Figure 8. Throw it and catch it. There are a lot more tricks. Those are the basics. This is the police nunchuck. You can find old episodes of Cops where the guy is using his nunchucks from Fort Lauderdale. I love it. Like back in the 80s, I think. I think that's how long that show's been around. And by the way, I don't have a link to these. I do have a link for some great nunchucks in the description. These, I don't think he makes them anymore, but if you go to karatemart.com, all one word, he has a sister company called Combative with a K, KOMBATIV.com. That's where these came from back in the day. He sent them to me years ago. I don't know if he still makes them. This one, does anybody remember? He was a Kali guy, a Salat, Arnis, a Eskrima guy, who adapted Filipino martial arts for the nunchucks. And it's called like the Lissaju system. But he used to make these by hand. This is at least probably 25 years old. I've had this one. I couldn't find my other metal ones that I like to work with. Yeah, you can use foam training chucks, but don't stick with foam training chucks for too long because the foam Dan Pena, one of my mentors, always has a saying, there has to be a paid price to entry in something, or a paid price to get something, a price to learn. The price with the nunchucks is a little bit of discomfort and pain when you smack yourself with a pair of wooden or metal nunchucks. You're just not gonna learn fast if you use foam. So only stick with the foam as a very beginner or if you're 3 years old or younger. I'm being totally serious. My first pair, we took them off of somebody and then we reverse engineered and then made our own out of tomato steaks and they looked a lot like this. So the chuck that turns into a metal stick as well. Oh, I don't have that one. I had one, I gave it to somebody. And it was just a Chinese piece of garbage. These are made in America. These are all made in America. But it was one of those, not that all the Chinese stuff is crap. A lot of it is. But a lot of the stuff that you see like on Temu, and don't buy that garbage. Temu, AliExpress. And it was one of those ones and it screws together. I have sticks that look like this. That might be what you're thinking of. Next time, when they're in hand's reach, because they're not in hand reach, I'll show you that. I'll show you how to fight with those sticks. It's called Kali, Arnis, Eskrima. I'll show you how to fight with those sticks if you don't have nunchucks. It's almost all the same moves. And there are some, for self-defense, I think sticks are better than nunchucks, but nunchucks just 2 sticks with a chain or a string. Anyway, you guys have been awesome. I'll see you on the next one.